Hello, my friends. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm Kate in the Nest, and thank you for joining me. I am at that point of really embracing 2026. So if you haven't heard me wish you this yet, Happy New Year, Happy 2026. I've just put out my first newsletter for the year, and that always causes me excitement and also inspires me and reminds me of how wonderful this community is. So I'm popping on because you will have probably seen a picture of my diary with its removable cover that I put over this big day-to-day diary. And I have, since I've shown you last, because I always lose my pens, I have made a little pouch, would you call it that? No, just a tag, and I put my pens in it. Now, I got these a few years ago now, and I just adore them. This one's lost an eye, but they're little flowers. Aren't they cute? Still got the, where are they from? Bernini or something like that. But how can you not be happy when you have to open your journal or diary? Now, I know not all of you need to use big books or books at all, but I did get a crazy idea. It's not crazy at all, that I would like to extend this to my Hobonichi journal, which I'm actually using as a memory keeper. And again, I won't go through this, but this will have photos, and I do this at nighttime. I have a ritual, and you probably don't need to know all about that now, but I do enjoy starting and ending the day with reflection. It's really good for gratitude. I'm not sure whether I showed you this at the time. I didn't know the significance of the horse. I just thought it was random, but it actually is under, I don't know what they call it, but the Chinese New Year is 2026 is the year of a horse, and it's a new cycle. I don't know much other than that. But what I thought is I won't be traveling with this big tome. It sits here every morning in my nest. But I did think I will want to be taking this one with me when I go places during the year. So what do you think? What do you think Kate's going to say? Do they match? No, they don't. So now that I've got fresh energy, I am using my imagination. I was going through my little, my nest here beside me of little projects, and I came across this was my textile memory book from India. You can see that I haven't finished it, and what's that popping out there? But I do like the idea of textures on a cover. This is a fabric book, and I know many of you are doing the Roxy, what is it called? Textile tales with books. So I was just reminded and thinking of you all when you were doing that. This is textiles all, but this is paper, obviously. But to bridge the gap, why don't I make a cover for this? And I'm going to make it as something that doesn't take me too long. I've just gone in and I was looking for pieces, and I'm feeling doing it quickly. I found this that I had previously cut for a pouch. This is a beautiful Angora or mohair. Oh, I can't remember now. It's soft. It's very soft, and I use this in some of my one flower at a time textile collages because it is the softest thing to stitch on. So I thought that was already cut to be a pouch. Let's hold our breath and see, because we have to allow room for the spine, whether I think it could become, it won't have as much. Oh, I can put something extra on there, because remember, this is going to come on and off. like at the end of the year, or maybe in a season. Now, it is incredibly hot here, so my hands may start to sweat, but I do find that comforting. I will stop. Hello everyone again, and how are you? You can probably tell when I just motor mouth on, because it is literally stream of consciousness. But I do hope you are well, and wherever you are placed in wherever you're up to, I hope it is joyful and you have stitching. Okay, back to racing on. So I've got that, and it seems slightly long to me. Now, if I could rip it, I would, but I remember that I can't. So I'm going to leave that sort of relatively straight for the top, and I'm just going to see if I can, you probably can't see this at the moment, but just take about 1 centimetre, and I've moved you wouldn't believe my desk. I mean, that's a flower, but there's actual space on the side. It seems bigger than it ever has. So all those stories of me trying are actually paying off. The floor isn't done, the cupboards aren't sorted, but I feel like I have more of a system. So there we are. I've taken a little strip off the bottom. Let's hope it's not too short. No, it isn't. They're a bit lopsided, the insides, and this one has a pen loop, so I can keep that as it is. So all I'm going to do is, look at that. That is going to be so comforting to write in each night. Will take up more room on my desk, but I don't mind, because when you keep memories in it, I've got a little tiny printer that prints off photos, and like I haven't done them yet, I'm a bit behind, but you know, ones of my mum or the work that I am doing, or times with family, etc. And obviously workshops. Okay, so this one, you might remember I used an embroidery, a vintage embroidery as the beginning, and then have worked over it. I don't think I necessarily want to, well, I haven't got that piece anyway. I've got some mini makes here, and I've been telling you that you could easily use, I mean, I actually am thinking that it would be useful to have something to keep my photos and postcards and receipts or something in. So let's just audition. So if I keep, see, this isn't done yet, but you saw me start that. This is what I mean. You can just have multiple pieces that you put together. They're very square for me, aren't they? But what does that look like? I'll stand up and, yeah, no. Actually, I think that's too pinky for what I want. Fancy me saying too pinky. I'm feeling a bit more yellowy today, which means that I'll start afresh. I'm going over to, let me show you, literally. This is a nest with all sorts of bits and pieces in it. You know, I tidy up, then I find new things. Look at that. That's from last year. That's a head kerchief with strawberries. They're brown things. I don't want those. I came across this. This was the year before last when I did the lovely Annie Holcomb's, or tried to do her doodle embroidery, and we laughed because I tried to do flowers and patterns and I couldn't, but maybe I've improved. There's a nice little piece. I just sort of have to get enthused by a particular colour. Do you do that, or do you plan it first? I mean, it'd be better if I planned it. Now I'm finding all these little tiny photos actually underneath, and gratitude cards. So I'll tidy them up as I go. One of my favourite fringes. What was I saying? There was really more yellow. Maybe more orange. I have got these beautiful pieces here, a pink. Let me put my nest back down. I found that. Do you remember when I was painting? That's just from the sewing basket, nylon, funny stuff that you would never think, but those little flowers are so effective. Okay, back to making, Kate. So basically, collage is about covering the blank surface. I love that. It's very vintage, but it does have a frill. Wrong colour, I think, for memory every night. I'm feeling that they're too bright today. It's beautiful silk. I think Amal did that herself. We got some scissors. That's right, I've got to remember not to go right to the edge. So you're probably stitching away or crocheting or knitting, following a pattern. Which makes me very happy to think of you doing that, as I'm actually liking an idea of something ruched, puckered. I've got the candy stripe idea coming. That would be nice on a spine. So yeah, I'm all over the shop, but I have sent out my newsletter today. So if you haven't got one, you can subscribe. Don't have to, but it's all about connection. I do have more pins. Oh, I put them in here. It's a bit of sari. I love these colours. It's almost like I'm having a little bit of gold influence. Oh, it comes up too dark on there, doesn't it? Here in real life, that isn't as dark as it seems to you. But standing up, I do like those colours. And remember, we'll have embroideries and things over the top. Like that's pretty. I do like the feel of this. Yeah, so for me, this is almost unusual as well. I'm doing very big pieces first, just to get this wool mostly covered. Let's tear across here. Silly idea, Kate, because it won't go that way. I think I did make the mistake with my, well, there's no mistakes, with my other one that I didn't do the back at the same time. So I'm going to try, and maybe, I do like those paisleys going up. So we'll try and do the back as well. I try not to have things join at the same levels. So let's change my mind completely and just nip a bit of that. It's like starting something fresh on a Friday. Did I tell you it was Friday? Signaling it's time to play. It's pretty dark. So that's telling me what is it telling you, Kate? You don't really know. I did use this on the back of my other one and I love it. Because see, that's the sleeve of a, and it'd been washed and something had run. So let's do a bit up here. this is that spare from the wedding sari. I might use the back. Yeah, I mean the wrong side, if you know what I mean. And we might make this piece, I like the stripe there. This is very light. There might be too much of it. And this piece is sort of more interesting because it's got a curve, and let me just plop that there. We'll have a little try on. It's like we're making a dress. Yeah, the more I look at that, I love that the horse is underneath. So there's going to be an inner newness, but every day there's going to be a love of what we love. I love, but I don't. So take that big bit out. Okay, that's a bit more soft and spongy and inviting. So it's about the tactileness. So of course it will be all embellished and stitched, but we've sort of got enough to do like a core foundation. I'm liking this red lately. What will that go with? Yep. We'll get there. So let us, it makes it easier for you to see as well if I use, this is thrifted crochet cotton. Someone asked me why I use crochet cotton. I think I just listened when I first started slow stitching to what others bought at thrift shops, and many were just saying that whenever they see, as you do see, bundles of crochet thread, you buy it. So that's what I did, but I've been late to coming to Bright. We'll give it one more go, then we'll give up. Welcome to new subbies. It always is exciting, but it's been particularly lovely to see a new group coming in. Now I haven't knotted that, and I don't know why. I just wanted to get into it. So I'm doing running stitch. Oh, getting caught on everything. fun to keep unthreading and having to thread. That's impatience. I actually thought I might embroider, did you hear that word, 2026 on here as well, now that I've done my first ever words. Goodness. So I'll just go across here a little bit, turn around, go back a bit, try not to get myself too, now do I want that to go out or under? I think we'll make it under, make it like a little frill. Okay, so now we're going to start having some fun. See how that's sort of yellowy? I'm going to imagine that that's some sort of abstract flower, and instead of going canthering across, I'm going to go round it and gather it up. You sort of get instant 3D. Oops. Coming in here. And because I've still got thread, I'm just going to keep going round, but I'm going to sort of make it more circular. Organic. Would that be a better word? Freeform. Whimsical. Yeah, that's starting to look flower-esque. We're just going to zip that way. Wow, that was good value thread. Get out here and have 3 rows of running. Okay, so we have a little flower. I'll pin this here. Can you tell I'm having fun with you? You can see that I've got some pink sari. I haven't done much couching in my life. I don't know whether I've done any, but that's something else I'd like to try. So in my bowl here, I've got this favourite one from Little Woolly, this favourite one, and I've got some sunshine of my own. I'm going to start doing some ruchings on this silk, even more so. I'm quite excited because I've just had a breakthrough moment with another project that I've been working on. I have been trying and trying. When have I said this to you before? I might have. When you have something in your head and you just know what you want the finished product to be, but everything that you put together just doesn't work. Whereas, see, this is pretty impromptu and I'm happy with it. The other one, I think maybe I've been overthinking, but just before I came down, I said to my husband, I think I've got it. And here, I think, I'm very blessed. He's so supportive. He's learned. He just goes, I see that you're experimenting with this now, because if he says something too permanent, I'll go, I'm just experimenting. We did go to, I think I told you, we went to the National Art Gallery earlier in the week, and I also saw some incredible Indigenous pieces, and I've been inspired to do a lot more mark making, and so in a minute I'm going to jump over onto that stripey and have a little play. Sorry if this looks like I'm doing all the same. I am, but it's coming out differently. And really, I think that's what I love about this, is infinite. You don't, and I've said that to quite a few of you many times, like, you don't need more than basics to get you going, and then you'll find out, oh, I really, really love thread painting. Or if you're, well, you just find yourself. But for me, see, I feel like we're making something new out of nothing, just with running stitches now. So see how that's just forming a 3D texture. I just want to think about making that a frill. So I'll pin that there. This is going a bit wonky, which I like. I could add something now if I had the right piece. That's a beautiful piece of vintage lace. And it's sort of like the corner of the book. Yep, so if we imagine that that's over there, I could just layer that there, and then of course we'll have, it won't stay plain, you know me by now. It's another little contrast piece, actually. Yep. Let's put that there. And then that can go over the top without obscuring it all. Yep. So I'll stitch that bit down. And for fun, would you like to just see my little daisy collection of morsels? I'll just see if something jumps out. This is a butterfly, but we'll play no, yes, no, yes, no, no. I've been using this a lot lately. That's a maybe. Look at those. This also is pretty. That. More of that. Oranges. I don't sort them into colours, I just see, that's a bit of a statement. Okay. So that's from a cut off from a mini make at some point. All right, where's my needle? I was talking about mark making and now I've got carried away into adding bits on. And then I'll leave you to do what you have to do, and I might need to just cool down because, did I say it was 37? We're in the middle of a 3-day heat wave. There are people, my love to all our Victorian people out there. I know there are bushfires coming through. We haven't had many lately, but this is not good. Okay, so let's finish that frill up and we'll applique. How will I get this down? Just over the top. Yes, so please take care. You're probably not watching this if you are in a fire endangered area. Like we always do, we send love to others. Okay, so some big stitches there. Where's my little lace? Where's the lace corner? Did I put it back in here? Really, you can't. That is frustrating me, let alone you. Oh, there it is. And see, unfortunately, the trouble with this one is it unwinds all the time. Put that up there. See, it didn't take long to be chaos again. All right, so we're going to, where's the needle? Doesn't matter that that's a bit wonky, we can adjust it. And I want to go over here. I've grabbed onto that beautiful bit of lace. Gosh, that is wonky. And we'll see if we can get most things sorted by going through multi-layers. I need to come up through. So why I love this blanket. It's like the softest. It feels like the softest thing I have ever stitched. this here though. Oops. That's better. Go across here. I'm gathering it as I go. Let's see where we've ended up. Yep. So now I will probably know that I've got to sort of twist that a little bit more under there. Got the frill happening. And then eventually, I think I will trim this so you get more of an idea. And I'll use a bit of that on the back to sort of join it all together. So lots more to be done. Let's tuck that under there. But we have the beginnings and still some thread. Of a collage from scratch. That's going to end up being a lovely 3D memory keeper cover book. I actually like the idea that we might tie this at some point around it, and that could be, it's oh, it's too bright, isn't it? There you are. Thank you so much for joining me. It's just been play, and that's why we do it, remember? Just let yourself go. I just say, I forget. I just forget everything. And I talk along with you, and I feel so much happier at the end. Thank you for being with me. Please take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.